As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us here for today will be Mitch, here on the fill-in, Kevin Thomas, Brian Bitler. We're looking for Jay, and also Jovan will sign in a little momentarily as well. Here's how we'll line up for this evening. We got Mitch, Briggs, Burts, Bitler, Thomas, and I will close this one out. All right, NBA here. Critical game threes here tonight. We got, of course, the Denver game going off, Knicks and Pacers, a couple on the ice, and, of course, a full card from Major League Baseball. So let's go ahead. Let's get the show underway. Let's go welcome in Mitch. You know where to find him, here at Pick Dogs and Pick Dogs Stream. Morning show as well, all his video series. Bringing in Mitch tonight as we'll talk some baseball on the West Coast. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. We started off with a fiery show this morning with Jay. I knew it was going to be, and it's easy to get Jay going, and we know how to poke him. And I certainly had a lot of fun with it the last couple of days. He's young, so he hasn't seen a lot of things that the rest of us have seen. And then, he also is very, very opinionated, which makes it fun. We used to have someone on our morning show that just agreed with everything everybody said. Now we got someone who is like very much the opposite, man. It's just a lot more fun for everybody. And people, I think they get scared, or they think it's actual, we're really fighting or something,
right.
And it's they know whether it's Brian or Jay or, Ron or you or whoever. I'm the biggest fan of all of you guys, It's
it's a lot of it's passion, because we're so we put we put so many years of handicapping, and when we really think we're right, we really think we're right,
Oh yeah, everybody cares, and that's the whole beauty of it. It's people care, man. It's me and Jay, we were going at it pretty good. Because he's had an unbelievable NBA season, but the last 30 days I've got him, in the NBA. But the thing is, I really cherry pick my way around the games. He has to make picks every night. If I don't like the slate, I'm a little bit. I just don't have to make a pick, So plus I hit that plus 800 on the Heat, which also boosted those numbers up a little bit. So But I was sure to mention it to him.
Hey, what do you think about Riley's? What do you think about Riley's press conference? The way his tone that he had up there, it was refreshing to hear.
I think so. All is good, and it's just the way that it is.
Yeah, the way it is, no doubt. All right, Mitch, at West Coast Baseball, this Reds team, my goodness, they're on the road here to face the Giants. The Giants $1.36, total 7.
Wheels are off the card here for Cincinnati. Logan Webb gets back home as well. So this is double bad news for the Cincinnati Reds. Logan Webb is the ace of the Giants staff. I know that, 4.60 ERA in his last 3 starts, 3.50 overall. So his numbers aren't, going in the right direction, but a lot of those starts have been on the road. And, Giants at home is much more pitcher-friendly park than just about any park in baseball, and we expect to see Logan Webb return to form. Meanwhile, Abbott, he's no better, 3.32 ERA on the season, but 4.30 overall, so he's regressed as well over the last. But the big regression here has been the Reds versus right-handed pitching. Just absolutely pathetic, 177 versus righties over the last 10 games. The bullpen, 6.47 ERA over the last 10 games. That compares with a 4.51 bullpen ERA for the season. So nearly 2 full runs higher over the last 10 games. The Reds are just stinking up the joint. I know they're not going to lose every game forever, but they're going to lose tonight for sure. I like the Giants.
Yeah, how can you argue that here? The way the Reds look, and a lot of these numbers here have been put up in their home ballpark, which is one of the best hitting ballparks in baseball.
Yeah, they are in the best hitting ballpark, and it's amazing just how bad they actually have been hitting. They have a good young team. They have some good young players on this team. Of course, they lost one of their best players before the season started. I'm not sure when he's coming back or if he's coming back. I don't really follow all that status. I'm still trying to keep up with today, And, I just found out that Jacob deGrom is coming back mid-July, and because we're arguing with Jay all morning, so you have to know these things. And Young is coming back in a couple of weeks, so the Rangers are going to be certainly – it's going to be some tough mornings with Jay for sure. But, at the same time, I think that, I think the Reds are a good young team. I don't think they're ready to compete this year. I think the Giants, as long as they can keep within arm's length of some of these other teams, 3 wild card teams, we see these races come right down to the final few weeks. You just have to stay close. It's all you have to do for the All-Star, for the wild card, for the for the division lead. It could be a little different. A lot of the divisions are decided by the All-Star break, it seems these days. But the wild card seems to be decided in the last week. I mean, even the Phillies a couple of years ago, we got 2 Philly guys on the show today. And, the Phillies, when they made it to the World Series a couple of years ago, it was a late run that they made, in the season, the last month and a half or so to do it. Yeah. And they rode that momentum all the way into, losing the World Series, which, wasn't all that surprising.
The Diamondbacks, right? Diamondbacks were just a dead team until August came, when the bullpen came, and then September and
Guardians
October.
have done it so many times. The Guardians have done it when they were the other Indians, right? They did it all the time under Tito, last 2 months of the season. So I think that's what it is, because I think what's happening already in that National League West is these teams couldn't afford to lose touch with the Dodgers, and they are losing touch. We saw last year it was tight at the All-Star break in the National League West, but once they came out of the break and the Dodgers went on a run, you just couldn't keep touch. I don't like the Dodgers, right? We all know it, and Mitch always fades the Dodgers and whatever, but they're 6.5 ahead of the Padres, and they sweep them this weekend, or they do some damage on the Padres, or even win the series against the Padres this weekend. I mean, you're talking an 8-game lead over 2 teams. It's like, I understand it's only May and it's tough to win the division in May, but the Dodgers might do that.
Yeah, they might do that. Of course, the Padres, it's a little, we've seen the Padres hitting the ball better on the road. The Giants, to me, is a team that we thought had the payroll, had the ownership to really at least be respectable.
Yeah, the Padres, I like what they're doing. I've been down on the Padres forever. I remember a couple of years ago, I was the one when they were favored to win the division, said we're going to fade them every single game this season. They didn't miss the playoffs. It was a great year. But the thing is that with the Padres, I think adding a rise this is one of the first moves I've seen them make. I didn't like the Soto acquisition. To me, it didn't make any sense adding another power. Yeah, you got one of the best players in the game and all that other stuff. But adding a rise and having that table setter with Bogarts, who's another hitter guy, right, who has power, but he's also a hitter. Now you got 2 guys that set the table. You got Machado, who just seems to not get that many hits, but they always seem to be with guys on base. And then Tatis, who can hit the ball out of the park at a moment's notice. So it's like this lineup very, very dangerous now for the Padres and just getting better and better. They just need to add, the pitching is a problem, when you look at, at tonight's starter, tomorrow's, all right.
Yeah, it is no doubt an issue there. Of course, Mitch here on the Giants here, minus 137 here against the Reds. This one tonight here at 10:15 Eastern time. All right, Mitch, let everybody know what's happening over at Pick Dogs at Sports Chat Place as our in the spring heading into the summer months.
Got a lot of great things going on. We got some things going on with Tony, and we'll be doing some combo stuff with his site as well, as we all become one big happy family in the near future, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But we're also doing, we're doing this. The site redesign will be out. I showed everybody the new bobbleheads we'll be releasing around the All-Star break as well, and a bunch of other gear and swag that we'll be introducing over the next couple of weeks. A lot of the stuff that we wear on the shows, we'll have that stuff, plus some new items like golf shirts that people have requested over the years. So we're just doing it a different style. Most of the gear is going to be Nike. Some of it, I believe, is Under Armour, but I think the bulk of it is Nike gear. So if that's not your thing, let us know, and we can see what we can do about custom, whatever brand is the one that you like. But I know we got those Nike hoodies or whatever they are, zip-ups. I like them, so I just thought we would go in that direction. But other than that, yeah, I'm just really excited. And, of course, tomorrow morning, be sure to tune in, 10 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday and Sundays. We do our roundtable style morning show. Really a chance to get to meet most of our cappers, That's really the time to do it. So, it's like most of our cappers, Tony even comes on, Brian and Kevin, who are both on the show today, come on. Jovan, of course, is on there. So get a real chance to hear the guys talk for, a lot longer than just their 15 minutes here about one game. You get to see more well-rounded about what they have and, all the different strategies that go into it, everybody has kind of a different take on it, and sometimes we cross over and sometimes we don't.
Yeah, we're not the agreeing type. We're not the agreeable
Not
type.
always.
Not always.
No, yeah, people are always like, they think we have a site pick or something. It's like, that would be impossible,
Right. Oh, they're always trying to figure out who's working for the book.
Yeah, it's like, we all work for Vegas. It's basically, there's no pick dogs pick. It's like everyone has their own style, and you just have to latch on to the ones that you feel most confident.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch, as always, great having your show. Enjoy the week, the rest of the weekend, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And, of course, thanks for all of our cappers for putting in the time to come out here on the drive-thru. And see you guys tomorrow morning on the morning show.
See you tomorrow. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Now it's time for our chat pick of the day. Hey, I gotta give credit to the folks up there. I know it was April, right? In April, and I think it was, the name escapes me. I think one other person was on Cleveland yesterday, because it was all Boston yesterday, and we had two folks. It was James Thrower, right? James Thrower in April on Cleveland, and you guys were squared on Cleveland, and you got it right. The chat pick of the day. So shout out there to you folks who had it right. Tonight it's going to be Nuggets and Timberwolves. Chat pick of the day. Nuggets is letter A. Timberwolves -4 is letter B. Over 204.5 is letter C. Under 204.5 is letter D. This is our chat pick of the day. Looking for the chat to bounce back, but the two folks that were on Cleveland yesterday, congrats, because boy, that was an island to yourselves yesterday, as it was all one-sided. So let's take a look at what the chat thinks today. A lot of Nuggets coming in tonight. Wow, we got one Nugget, two. Let me add it up here. We got a lot of Nuggets here. 1, 2. Wow, we're getting a mixed bag right now. We're seeing about 5 Timberwolves picks coming in right now. And another one here, Kellyanne coming in here with the Nuggets. So chat pick of the day, keep them coming in. We're seeing a lot of let's see, Roddy, you can only pick once, okay? That's all. You're gonna make it difficult for us to calculate there. Just try to keep it at 1 if you would. If not, we're gonna have to continue the B's. We're gonna have to do the work we have to do to stop it. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Let's see if Jay is scheduled to be on. Let's see if he's here, because he wasn't here for the Open. So let me double check to see if we got Jay signed in yet. All right, let me double check. No, we don't. We don't have Jay signed in, so we're going to have to go ahead and welcome in to the show. Up next, we've got Jovan, right? Jovan, you catch Jovan over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Jovan in right now. Ready to roll here with Major League Baseball. Let's see where we've got Jovan here. Oh, went a little too far here. Let me see where we go here with Jovan. All right, we're going to get some baseball coverage. Jovan, what's happening? Might have caught you by surprise, Jovan. Might have got him by surprise there. I don't know, but it wasn't. We'll see if we can get him back in here, as he was next to go as Jay wasn't here. So let's see here. We're going to have to make another attempt here. So we're going to go into Brian now. Okay, Brian, I guess we'll go to Brian here next up on the drive-thru. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. What, Jovan, you back? We think we had him here for a second, but we'll go right to Brian next. We'll get Jovan here. We'll give him one more shot. Nope, he's not coming in yet. All right, let's go to Brian. Brian, what's happening?
I tell you, I'm always ready here in the Pick Dogs bullpen to be out and ready to give out a pick. It's been a rough month of May for me, but I guess I'm due for a major hot streak. A little bit under the weather night, so you have to bear with me on my bad voice for sure.
Well, the thing about it, it's not too hard. Just get out of bed and get to the computer. That's for sure. You know what I mean? It's just like it's funny how nowadays people want to work at home, but man, it's like it's just get up and get to the computer. That's all we're asking.
Sure.
It's not a lot of heavy lifting here.
It's easier though when you're on a winning streak off a 3-0 night. The next day you're up and chipper. It doesn't matter if you're sick or not. You're ready to go.
Oh yeah. Well, now you're talking about the Capper's flu, which is something folks.
Capper's flu. A lot of people come down with the Capper's flu.
Yeah, they come down with the Capper's flu when they're having a losing streak. They can't function, right?
That's true.
All right, so we're going to take a look at this Rockies and Rangers game. interleague style here tonight is the Rockies are going to be big underdogs here. Let me actually get it right here. Plus 160. Wow, that's a big number here with the Rockies. Plus 169 on the dog tonight. Wow, that's a big one here. So Texas, the big favorite here. Total sits at 9.5.
Yeah, for my drive-through play, I'm looking at the Colorado Rockies hosting those Texas Rangers. Texas had a real nice start to the season, then a lull, and now they're back to heating up again. Rangers winners of 7 of their last 10 games, but this Rockies team has been dreadful, losing 8 of their last 10. But at home over the years, this Rockies team has been a moneymaker. They haven't been yet, but I expect them to at least be a 500 team by the end of the season as far as at home goes. And John Gray has been better than expected, in my opinion. You know, his career, he's mostly a 5 ERA pitcher. Austin Gomber, last 5 starts have been very strong. In his last 3 starts, I think he's been close to lights out. I think way too many bettors here on the road team. That's a minus 195 is a lot for John Gray. You know, I might chicken out at the last minute and take the plus 1.5 because you're still getting plus money. But I think there's value here taking the Colorado Rockies on the money line.
When isn't it value to take? It's always value to take the Rockies home dogs here. You know, I mean, that's when you come back and look at the numbers over the years, especially at this price. I mean, it's just amazing. I know it's tough. And I was
6-12 right now at home.
Yeah, that's what
them to be close to 500 by the
they usually do. And when you look at the Rockies here, let's take a look at this here. The Rockies here, when they're at this price, when they're a home dog of plus 150 to plus 200 the past 3 seasons, they're 30-28, and that returns you plus 23 units.
And you'd be thinking 30-28, that's not great. But if you're looking at you're almost getting 2-1 on your money taking the Rockies. Not every single night, but they're usually good for about plus 140, plus 135 at least at home. So you're always getting a good return on that $100 bet.
Right, and of course, some people thought the Rockies were dead right there. We're going to get swept last night. Didn't happen, right? So even though you would have taken the Rockies, you would have lost 2 units, but you would have made the plus 160. You would have only lost about half a unit in that. Even at the worst possible strength, they win 1 of 2, you lose half a unit.
100% correct. And you look at these, if you compare these teams, the Rockies, one of the worst ERAs in baseball, but they do play half their games in Colorado. Texas definitely hasn't had lights out pitching. Where I worry about Colorado is their run production hasn't been there this year, and I'm hoping they can get some runs on John Gray early.
Yeah, let's see if they can get those runs. That's the key here. Is that Gray is a pretty good starting, but funky things happen in Colorado, especially here when you look at the Rangers bullpen on the road this year. They played 20 on the road. Now we still think it's early in the season, right? Well, we're already 20 games. They're already 20 road games in, and you're looking at an ERA of 7. And of course, when they face their 13 left-handed starters, they're only hitting .214.
I think the key to this one is try to get Gray out early, get that Texas Ranger bullpen in there. Gray used to pitch in Colorado, so he is used to the Colorado elevation. But I think the key to this one is to get Gray out early, like 4th inning, 5th inning, get to that bullpen, and then put up some runs. There
we go. We got Brian here on the Rockies here. This is where you like him here at that plus 168, 169. This one will be on tonight, 8:40 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got a couple on the ice, a couple on the NBA, 15-game card here from Major League Baseball. Of course, Brian enjoying a really good NHL season with that over 971 units of profit. All document over at Pick Document. What do you have going on over at the site?
I think I've had 10 days start to a month that I think I've ever had in 15 years, so I am ultra due for a red-hot run. My titanium play long-term 95, 67, and 1 over the last 163. You can get that titanium best bet winner for just $25 over at pickdogs.com. Definitely now it's not a bad time to get in on a 7-day plan for $150. Use code PICK at checkout. Take 15% off of that as I'm looking for a sweep tonight. I got 5 premium plays, which I usually don't on Friday, but the board looking a lot better to me, and I think we're going to go into the weekend on a hot streak.
Get on a hot streak here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results in NHL. You guys like that 3-day pass here on the weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get all Brian's premium plays for that time to select. When you go to his handicap page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, Brian, great having you on the show. We'll catch up with you on Drive Through here on Monday. But we also got your video series up here. It's you like to bring in the sharp contrarian plays, and of course, we always catch some of your work here on the weekend shows.
Yeah, make sure you check out the Pick Dogs YouTube channel for my sharp betting contrarian predictions every single day. I'm going to be on the weekend show on Sunday. Hopefully get to argue about some games. Always like to get into it with Mitch, whoever feels like having some fun that day. Definitely going to be a lot of action to take a look at this weekend.
There certainly will be. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, set notifications so you catch us on the weekend show. And of course, you get Brian's video series as he likes to go here with this contrarian sharp plays. All right, Brian, have yourself a great evening. Get better, and we'll catch up with you on Monday.
You know, the best cure for me, no square dancing for me since I'm a little bit under the weather, but the best cure for me would be going 5-0 tonight. I'll tell you what, by Sunday I'll be looking chipper for sure.
That's right. That's a cure right there, is go 5-0. All right, Brian, have a great night. Catch up with you again here on Monday.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you on Monday.
All right, Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show. Guys, time for our chat pick. Make it one vote, please. We might have to go into the old tools there to edit some of that stuff. We've got the chat pick of the day tonight. We've got the Nuggets at the T-Wolves. And if you like the Nuggets, it's A, +4. If you like the T-Wolves -4, it's B. Over 204.5 is C. Under 204.5 is D. It's our chat pick of the day. Right now it's close here. We got 6 on the Nuggets, 5 on the T-Wolves. So keep those picks coming. We got another one here on the Nuggets. So some of you folks looking for the Nuggets with their backs against the wall here that try to get it going here to try to make this a series. All right, let's continue here. Of course, the one that shows up in green will always be the one I like. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next is we're going to bring in Jovan Burts. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Print. I think he's in a better location right now where he can hear us. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. All right, here we go tonight. Cardinals at the Brewers. We see the Brewers favorite $1.22, and the total coming in at 8.5.
Yeah, and for me, this is a no-brainer. I'm on the Brewers. You know, this is a team that has run roughshod over the Cardinals. In the last 10 games, they're 9-1. And, you know, the fact of the matter is the Cardinals just can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag. It seems like I've been repeating myself when it comes to this St. Louis outfit. But it is what it is, especially against lefties. And, you know, you got some guy named Gasser coming up through the ranks, making his first start in the majors. You know, but he's a lefty. And this is what the Cardinals do against lefties. 180 overall, last 10, 169, and last 5, 158. You can't back a team like that, you know, especially against a team that's going to put up runs. And, you know, the fact of the matter is the Cardinals had their best chance to win and end their losing streak yesterday with their best pitcher in Sonny Gray. That didn't happen. They're going to lose again with Lance Lynn on the mound, and they're going to lose their 6th straight. They're on a 5-game slide right now. They're 2-8, last 10. You know, out to Cincinnati Reds, they're the coldest team in baseball. So we're going to keep on fading them until further notice.
Yep, Jovan's got the Cardinals on fade. Can't argue that here. With the ace on the mound yesterday, just can't get run support, can't score. And that's really the situation with the Cardinals. It's one big hot mess right now. And you've got some names, Arenado, you've got that first baseman. They've got bats, but they're just not producing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like you said, they're just names. They have a reputation, but currently, they're nowhere near the reputation that some of these guys, they put up during their careers, such as Arenado and especially, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one where you're like, how the mighty have fallen. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, at least with Arenado, he has been putting up numbers, at certain spots. You know what I mean? So he has hit in certain games, but Goldsmith, he's just, it's like he dropped off a cliff as far as his production goes. So, yeah.
Some people are saying that ever since they lost their catcher, right? Was it Molina to retirement? That might have been a loss for the team.
Can you repeat that again?
I think there's some that are saying that ever since their catcher retired, I don't remember why the name escapes me. I think it was Molina was their catcher. Been there for a long time. It might have impacted the team.
Oh, Molina?
Yeah.
Yeah, Molina, Yadier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he accountable, did his did his job, and you don't have someone like him, it's gonna change some things. Even though he wasn't the best hitter, but like I said, man, I think he was one of those guys where if things weren't going right, he knew how to shift the clubhouse.
Because you always remember him as he was one of the most animated catchers, shifting the defense, working with the pitchers, making sure the guy's head's in the game. He's
Right.
kind of like a captain on the field.
That absolutely. When you have a great one like that, a great catcher, or and that's really the most important position as far as the defense goes. In a lot of respects. For the game of baseball. Because it basically he called. Well, I don't know, but nowadays a lot of these catchers, I don't know if they actually call the games or it comes from the bull. I mean, comes from the dugout. But the great ones, the good ones, or back in the days, it used to be. They call the play, they call the pitches, and that makes or breaks. Whether a pitcher or most pitchers are going to have a good performance or a bad performance. You know, Set you up in spots on a pitcher's count. Knows how to it plays to the pitcher's strengths, and you know, it gets the job done and gets you to win. When you're not batting, when you're not putting up the runs, and those type of things are needed. Low scoring wins instead of low scoring losses.
Yep, and that's the trouble right now with these Brewers here. Brewers here minus 121, 122 here against the Cardinals. And this one tonight here at 8 Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Doctrine for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we've got those two big NBA games. We also have action on the ice. Hey, Jovan has a pretty good record on the ice if you checked it out as well. Also in baseball. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, I have a 3-pack in the NBA. NBA playoffs rolling along, semi-conference, conference semifinals round. I also have a couple plays in. Well, actually, I have a 3-pack in Major League Baseball as well. In all, I have 7 plays. I have both sides of totals for the NBA. I think it plays out really nicely for tonight's games. So I had to jump all over the side and the total for both games. You know. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, or maximum with one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 capital motion. You can't here at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. Got to go with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dog Premium. We see the great results in the NBA. No better time now to get on board with Jovan. The long-term passes. You guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, loaded with NBA as well as Major League Baseball. May get a pick on the ice from Jovan as well in the playoffs. And of course, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off, right? Jovan, as always, great having you show. Continue your success. We'll catch up with you again on the drive-thru on Monday, but we can catch you here on the weekend shows here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel, and of course, your video series as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Check me out on my my daily plays or for the parlays. Quick video, short, less than 60 seconds. Fit in as much information as I possibly can. You're not going to get a lot of information. I pick out one little tidbit for each game that I think is important for the play, and for MLB, just for reference, if I'm saying the team's name, I'm talking about money line. If I'm gonna specify it, I'm gonna say run line. So if I'm saying the team's name, it's definitely a money line play, no more, no less. So for anyone that's getting confused about that, don't be. And that goes for any other sport where there's spreads involved. If I'm saying the team name, then you can guarantee that's a spread play. If I'm specifying it, then I'm gonna say either money line or run line in baseball. I'm gonna say money line for any other sport like football, basketball, and for baseball, I'm just gonna I'm gonna say run line. So there you have it.
There you have it there.
Oh, and in the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, of course, per usual, I'm there. Rain, hail, sleet, snow.
He'll be ready, Jovan, with those cards. Of course, a lot of volume from you on the weekends, right?
Not as much now because there's not a lot of games. But
that's right.
I'm giving out as far as premiums, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays. It's baseball season, so baseball and basketball, between those two, I'm probably giving out, 2 to 3 each. You know, you're gonna get plays. I'm not resting on my laurels and putting out one play for all this action. You're gonna get some plays out of me.
And get some plays indeed from Jovan. All right, Jovan, have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch up with you again on Monday on Drive Thru, and catch up with you again tomorrow here on the morning show.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win you on Monday.
See you on Monday indeed. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show. Guys, you ever miss a pick? We always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here, guys. Chat pick of the day. Nuggets or the T-Wolves. If you like the Nuggets, it's letter A. T-Wolves is letter B. Over 204.5 is C. Under 204.5 is Z. That's our chat pick of the day. Right now, it is the Nuggets 8 and the T-Wolves 6. One on the under, so keep these picks coming in. It's our chat pick of the day. We got another one coming in here for the Nuggets. So many of you thinking the Nuggets are going to come here and bounce back tonight. We'll see how that works here as we'll continue here on the drive-through. As we'll get to the next our next capper will be Kevin Thomas. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Kevin in right now as he'll be looking at Major League Baseball. So we'll get ready for Kevin. Also produces a video series as well here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. We'll find out more about that as well. Kevin, what's happening? You're on mute there, Kevin. No sound coming in. Kevin will be looking at this game between the Mets here as he gets the sound back, hopefully. It's just the game right here. He's going to try and get, get some engineering, put his engineering skills to work here. He said he has a noisy background. That's why he keeps it muted. Let's see. Well, yeah, still nothing coming out of you. I'm going to wait for Kevin here to get his... we're still looking at some of the chat pick of the day here, guys. We're now at 9 here on the Nuggets, 7 on the T-Wolves here as we wait for Kevin to get his connections squared off here. We'll wait a second. We may just go to my pick and then we'll come back to Kevin here in just a second here. Still no sound. So maybe sign out, sign back in. That usually corrects the issue. Sign out, sign back in. That may correct it here. All right, let's see if we can sign back in again. Let's get the sound back here from Kevin. Right now, looking at 11 on the Nuggets, 7 here for the T-Wolves as we are tracking this chat pick of the day. We'll see if Kevin can get signed back in again here to see if we can get that sound corrected. And if not, we'll get to my pick here. We may have to come back to Kevin here in a little bit because we're still trying to get the issue corrected. So we'll get back to Kevin in a little bit. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll get back to Kevin Thomas. All right, we'll get to my pick of the day here as we'll be looking at Major League Baseball. And maybe give you a little bonus coverage a little later in the show here on our drive-through here today. So let's see here. You there, Kevin?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Perfect. Works. Oh. All right.
I switched it over to my computer, and I don't know what's going on.
Yep. That's it. Yep. That's all right. Well, we're on now. So here we go. You'll be looking tonight at the Braves and Mets. The Braves road favorites $1.41. Total sits at 7.5.
Yeah, well, when we saw this game first open up, it was plus 136, and it got down into the 120s. Now it's at 130, which kind of scares me a little bit, but not enough to not make it a free premium pick here for you guys. The Braves 22-12, the Mets an even 18-18, but the Mets already won this series in Atlanta, so this is could be a revenge spot. But I like the Braves as they got the extra rest day because their last game against the Cardinals was postponed. Now I know we got Jose Quintana on the mound, and he was god horrible his last outing. But I'm going to chalk that up as the 35-year-old was in Tampa Bay, and that's not an easy place to go play in the humidity. He only lasted 2 innings, giving up 10 hits, 8 earned runs. So I think he's going to bounce back because before that, he pitched 8 innings prior to that. So maybe going the 8 innings and then his next start, maybe that's all factored in there. The Braves do have one of the better bullpens in baseball. But we got Charlie Morton on the round. He's another age guy, 40 years old. He's only going to get you 5 innings. And what I was looking at here, both teams have gone 2-3 their last 5. But if you look at their last matchup when the Mets took 2 of 3, Raziel Iglesias, the closer for the Braves, he was tagged pretty hard by the Mets. And if you look over his history against NL East teams, he struggles against Miami, Phillies, and the Mets. So I think if the Braves are going to use him as the closer, I think that's a good opportunity for the Mets to get us the plus money payout here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Mets.
All right, we got Kevin Thomas here on the Mets coming in here in this one tonight against the Braves in a battle here in these 2 games. Of course, here with the Mets is it's interesting. You see their home road splits for the Mets. They've had a little more difficulty with the bats in their home ballpark this year.
Yeah, I see they're 9-10 at home.
Yeah.
I think it's more about the competition and stuff. The Mets started off so slow, and a lot of their games in the beginning were at home. So I think they're. I'm not going to say they're heating up, but I think in an NL East battle like this, they got to throw the kitchen sink at the Braves. 18 and ain't going to get it done. You're not going to make the wild card. Teams, they got to win these series, and Charlie Morton is the pitcher you want to attack in this series right off the bat. I in my opinion.
Yeah, this game will be a rain delay. We just got word on it right now. It'll be rain delayed, not canceled, but we got a word here, as you can see on our live graphic here, rain delay top of the first. I don't know if I have much of an impact there, but I do want to make note here about the Braves' troubles on the road. We saw that last road trip. It's a quick turnaround, right? They went out west, got hammered struggled against Seattle, struggled against the Dodgers, come back home, now they're back on the road.
Yeah, 2 against the Boston. Yeah, they put up some big numbers there. It's all about the bats. Lozano, I mean, the guy's been on a tear. Their batting average is like 259. It was a lot higher than that. So it could be a nice reset for them, but the struggles on the road make me like the Mets even more here. I think it's Mets got to go all in here with pitching. I don't think either pitcher goes past 5.5 innings tonight.
All right, this game will be delayed to start here, as you can see with rain here. Mets here plus 126 here against the Braves tonight here. Start time to be determined. All right, Kevin, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Big Fit, we got 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Just had one tip off right now. Detroit, Houston has just started. 14-game card, Major League Baseball, a couple on the NBA, a couple from the NHL playoffs. Kevin enjoying a great past 7 days, nearly 700 units of profit. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, Tony, I'm one of those guys. I try to be more selective, so I try to get one out of each sport that I really love for my premium. Saturdays, I go a little bit more heavier, and Sundays, depending on the slate. We got WNBA starting up in about 4 days here, so we're going to see a lot of that from me. But tonight, it's just one hockey, one NBA, and one MLB, and you can get those over at Picks. You can check out my 3, 7, 30 days. You could partner me up with any of these great cappers on the show. Like Brian said, he's due to get hot, and I believe he's going to get hot because I was looking at a lot of these lines, and I know how Brian likes to make picks. So partner me with Brian or any of these guys, like I said. It's all about taking advantage of these lines and stuff with the way I put my picks out.
That's right, guys. Get over with Kevin Thomas over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results here in the last 7 days. 696 units of profit. All documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off all of Kevin's premium plays. You guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with all the MLB. Big cards Friday, Saturday, Sunday from MLB, the NBA and NHL playoffs. And, of course, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Right, Kevin? As always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week. But we always see your video series who are up here at Pick Dogs, and we also catch you on the occasional weekend shows.
Yeah, like I can't preach it enough. Pick Dogs YouTube channel gives out more free winners than anything I've ever seen before. You can get a lot of these great cappers that are giving out tons of free stuff every day. And then I'm trying to get on as many weekend shows as I can get on. Great bunch of guys, and I get a lot of picks out just being on the round table. It makes me put some extra bets in that I might have not even thought about putting in. So tons of information over here. So make sure to check that out.
Check it out, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications. When Kevin drops that video series, you get it. And, of course, catch us on the morning show. All right, Kevin, have a great night, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you, Tony. Take care.
You as well. Kevin Thomas here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's look at the chat pick of the day here. It's rather close here. We've got Nuggets and T-Wolves. If you like the Nuggets +4, it's A. Timberwolves -4, B. Over 204.5, C. Under 204.5, D. That's a chat pick of the day. Right now we have 11 on the Nuggets, 8 on the T-Wolves. So keep those picks coming. We got another one here on the Nuggets. A lot of you looking for that bounce back here from the Nuggets here. Up to 12 now on the Denver Nuggets. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap. And then we'll do some bonus picks for you here on the show here on a Friday for you here. Let's go ahead and let's get it here as we will go ahead. And actually, we do get another one here from Minnesota. Fong Lee comes in with Minnesota. So we've got another Minnesota in there. Folks thinking I kind of agree there. You'll see my pick in blue there was for the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, let's go to my pick, and we'll do a little bonus activity here for you guys. All right, we're going to go here. We're not going to this game, obviously, so we got to move the chains here in this game. We're going to be going to a game starting in around 10 minutes or so. It's this one right here, D-backs and the Orioles. We're going to be on the Diamondbacks here at +116, +118. Do your line shopping, get the best number here in this game. And of course, let me get up to my notes in this game because I pretty much do research and deep dives in baseball, all the sports I cover here. Well, Arizona has had pretty good success here against the 14 left-handed. They faced 14 left-handed starters this season, so that's a pretty good sample size. And they're hitting .290 against them, putting up over 7 runs a game. And we know the Orioles' bats have cooled off a little bit over their past 7 games, hitting .216. When you look at the Diamondbacks, well, let's see here. Pretty good in a road dog situation, but really comes down to the fact that these Diamondbacks are hitting and the Orioles are struggling here at the plate right now. Of course, it will be Cole Irvin here on the mound here for this Orioles team tonight. But Fad as well here is going for Arizona. But again, it really comes down to the way that this Diamondbacks lineup is just pounding these batters right now. So we'll be looking here at the D-backs here at +116. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. I got a best bet on the board right now from NBA. I have 2 3-packs up there on the board from Major League Baseball. I have 6 premiums on the card. I really like this MLB card today. So 6 premiums are in 2 3-packs on the board right now. You can also get my long-term passes, my 3, 7, or 30-day sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period to select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's see, we're getting a note here that it is also raining in Baltimore, but I don't have any indications of any weather delays yet. We did get that weather delay in that New York game. All right, let's continue on here, guys. We're going to get back here. We'll get the chat pick of the day. Let's just do a little bit of a rundown from baseball while we have the time here. We do have some games in progress. This one's in rain delay. Cubs and Pirates are delayed by rain. This may be the case today in baseball. A lot of weather issues out on the East Coast. So rain delay, Cubs and Pirates. Astros and Tigers, top of the first. They've started here, no score. And of course the Yankees and the Rays are going head-to-head tonight. And pitching matchups, we expect Schmidt and Taj Bradley to be on the hill for the New York Yankees. In this game, I looked at Tampa Bay. I made a case for Tampa Bay. You know, a lot of these teams put a lot of money, especially the divisional teams. They put a lot of money into scouting, and the Yankees have struggled hitting the baseball against their divisional foes. Just 208, putting 3.5 runs a game. And we've seen Tampa Bay improve their run production over the past 7 games. So we'll look at Tampa here at +124 in this spot here, as we got another Nuggets in here in the chat pick of the day. So that's how I see it in this game. Next one up here, we just covered. This one, Twins and the Blue Jays. We see the Blue Jays about $1.11 in this one. I kind of looked at the Minnesota side. The Toronto bullpen has been horrible at home this year. Let me just verify the pitchers here. Ryan and Kikuchi on the hill. Those are the pitchers. The Blue Jays bullpen over 6 on the road. Twins bullpen has been. The Blue Jays bullpen at home over 6. And the Twins on the road, just 3.17. And the Blue Jays have really struggled at the plate over their past 7 games, just 218, losing 5 of those games. Minnesota has won 11 of 18 on the road, averaging 5.5 runs a game. Kikuchi's not been good at this price. When Kikuchi's been favored, minus 110 or higher in his lifetime, they're 24 and 30 for a minus 21 unit loss. We'll look here at Minnesota in that spot. All right, let's continue on here. Phillies and Marlins going head to head, and we can let's see the pitching matchups here. In this one, Suarez and Trevor Rogers, right? Rogers, a left-handed starter. I'm going to be looking at it under the total in this one. Miami's hitting just 214 against lefties, going under 9 of 15. Phillies against lefty starters just putting up 3.8 runs a game. They've gone under in 10 of 15 on the road, and the team has played to under with Suarez, 12 and 3 to the under with Suarez on the road. And when you look at Miami in this price range, the heavy underdog of plus 150 or greater, they're 24 and 12 in the under. We'll look under 7.5 here with the Phillies and the Marlins. All right, we'll continue on here. The Nationals and the Red Sox. I mean, what can you say about what we've been saying this for a couple of years now with this Nationals team, right? When they're this is where you want them, when they're at this big fat juicy price. Boston. Okay, let's look at the pitching matchups here. We can let's see if we can still have. Let's see if there's any changes here. It still be Corbin and Tanner Houck here for the Boston Red Sox. And what can you say here about this Nationals team? The way they perform as dogs. The Boston's hitting only 211 against left-handers, put up 3 runs a game. They've lost 6 of 10 against left-handed starters. You take a look at the Nationals over their past 7 games, putting up over 4.5 runs a game. The Boston bullpen at home, an ERA over 5. The Nats bullpen on the road, just 3.5 ERA. But man, as I said, this is where you want the Nationals. The Nationals as a road underdog of plus 150 or higher over the past 2 seasons. They are 35 and 38, a plus 31 unit return. Hell yeah. Give me the Nationals in this spot. All right. We still got time for some more games here, so let's continue on this rundown. We covered Braves and Mets, and take note that game is rain delay, Braves and Mets. Guardians and the White Sox. Boy, that's a short price on the Guard. Now the White Sox are getting very close. Crochet that good? I know Carrasco had his issues, but man, still, I know Chicago won yesterday, but they're just 8. They've lost 18 of 21 against the division. Their bullpen has an ERA near 5 at home. The Guardians' bullpen is better, and Cleveland is hitting pretty well against lefties, 276, putting up 6.5 games against left-handed starters, winning 7 of 8 against them. And the White Sox against a winning team, just 33 and 69, minus 22.5 unit loss over the past 2 seasons. I just want to verify it's still Crochet and Carrasco. And let's see here, Crochet, Carrasco. It still is. I got to look at the Guardians. I can't back a team that's 3 and 18 against the division. There's just no way, no how. And of course, the issue here with the White Sox. All right, we'll continue on here. Cardinals and Brewers we've covered already. Rangers and Rockies we've covered already. Royals and Angels. I mean, to me, it's just again, Alec Marsh is on the hill today against Griffin. Canyon has been hammered at home this year. Canyon at home has an ERA near 7. The Angels bullpen this year at home, an ERA near 7. The Angels lost 12 of 16 at home. The past 7 games, the Royals hitting 277, putting up 5.5 runs a game. When the Angels have been in this price range between plus 125 and minus 125, they are 1 and 10 at home this year, losing 9.5 units. I'll take the Royals in this spot. All right, let's continue here on our rundown here from Major League Baseball. Athletics and Mariners, and I believe Woo is going to make a spark. Woo is back tonight against Paul Blackburn here for the Seattle Mariners. And we'll be looking at under 7.5 here. The Seattle bullpen at home has been solid, 2.11 ERA. Their 19 home games going under in 14 of those. The Oakland bullpen on the road, ERA 2.45. We know Seattle really struggles hitting the ball at home, just 204 batting average. The Athletics on the road, not much better, 198. Blackburn, when he's a road dog here, between plus 125 and plus 175, is 11-1 to the under. That's the past 3 seasons. We'll go under 7.5 here with Athletics and Mariners. All right, Dodgers and Padres, a divisional battle here. These teams going head-to-head. It will be Glasnow and Michael King in this spot. I'm looking Dodgers run line here. Dodgers run line minus 104, no longer the plus price. Do your line chop and get the best number. LA is hitting the ball well against right-handed starters. 283, put up over 6 runs a game. Their bullpen ERA of 2.23 in their 16 road games. San Diego struggles hitting the baseball in their home ballpark. You look at LA, they're 8-1 to the run line in 9 games this season. They are 59 and 39 to the run line on the road the past 2 seasons. That's a plus 19 unit return. We'll look here, Dodgers run line in this one. All right, let's continue on here. On the next game here, we got the Reds and the Giants. Just want to verify the starting pitching here. We did cover that with Mitch already, but I'm going to give you a different angle on this game. Abbott against Webb. And in this one, I'm going to be looking at under 7.5. The Giants have gone under an 11 of 15 at home, hitting 236. And we know Cincinnati can't hit anything right now. 167 over the past 7 games, put up 1.9 runs per game. Webb, the starting pitcher for the Giants, 13 and 2 the under when he's favored at this price point between minus 125 and minus 175. And Webb is also 13 and 3 to the under when he faces a team with an on-base percentage of 325 or worse the past 2 seasons. The Reds have just, again, against these bad offenses, Webb has been money to the under. So we'll go under the total here with the Reds and the Giants. All right, we got you through here. This MLB card for you guys here on our extra, just a little extra a point here, extra session here for you guys here on the drive-through. So there we go. There's your baseball card, all in a nutshell. All right, let's get back to the chat pick of the day to see where that's at right now. We got Nuggets and T-Wolves. If you like the Nuggets, it's letter A, Nuggets +4. Timberwolves -4 is B. Over 204.5 is C. Under 204.5 is letter D. That's our chat pick of the day. Right now, it is Nuggets at 13, T-Wolves at 9, 1 to the under. And keep these picks coming in. We just got one on each side right now, so it's still 14 to 10 right now on the Nuggets before we close it out. All right, let's go ahead and let's hit the recap right now. All right, we had Mitch on the Giants -137. Jovan Burts -121. Brian was on the Rockies +169. Kevin, the Mets +126. I'll be on the D-backs here at +120, +116. Which one do I like the most? God, that home dog looks great with the Rockies, right? The Rockies +169. I'm with Kevin Thomas. I'm with Brian on that one. The Ranger bullpen ERA 7 in their 20 road games. 20 road games for the Rangers, ERA 7 for the bullpen. And they're batting only .214 against the 13 left-handed starters they faced. And going back, as we talked about that stat, Colorado was a home dog in this price point. 30 and 28 the past 3 seasons, returning 23 units of profit. Also, the team record beyond Gomber, 16 and 10 when he's a dog of +125 to +175. That's a 13.5 unit return. And the Rockies have always been strong at home against winning teams the past 2 seasons, a +16.5 unit return the past 2 seasons when they're facing winning teams. So they can give them a hard time. All right, guys, let's get back to the chat pick of the day here. We're going to close it out right now. It is the Denver Nuggets is our chat pick of the day. So it is the Nuggets. The chat has been hot past a couple of weeks, but the pick tonight will be the Denver Nuggets. All right, so now it's time for you guys to put your show pick in the chat, and we'll read it out here at the end of the show here. That's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Guys, make sure you're back here again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll give it our place for you here in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show on the weekends, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We got Jay with a lot of the drive-through cappers joining there on the weekends. So guys, make sure you check it out. A lot of the video series here. We got Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 minutes. The Betting Tools Show is wrapped around with his betting professional show as well. We've got Jay's NBA Jam Session. Chris with us around the league, NHL and video picks as well from Chris. We also have Rod Zawacki, NHL A to Z coverage from the NHL. Also, video series here from Kevin Thomas. We got Brian Bitler as he goes contrarian here. Contrarian sharp plays from him. We also have the All Access here from Big Al McMorty. Sharp trading plays from Costi. MLB breakdown from Ron Romanelli, just to name a few as well. Of course, the shorts, the video shorts parlays from Jovan. Nerfies, Yerfies from Brad. Lots and lots of content here, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so you're notified when we go live with those picks. All right, guys, let's keep an eye on your show picks for today, and then we'll close it out for the week. Fred Ward likes the Diamondbacks. That is Fred Ward's show pick. Son Henderson likes Bruins moneyline, Nationals moneyline. That's from Henderson. Show pick from Rizzo. Phillies -2.5 on the run line. Mr. Moneybags under 7.5. Seattle also likes the Royals money line in here from Mr. Moneybags. And also, what do we have here? David Kleiner likes Knicks Pacers under 221.5. For the Doggies Guitars, Royals and Brewers 2-team parlay there for the Doggies Guitars. Blake likes D-backs money line, Nats money line, Twins money line. That's from Blake in there. John Brown Rangers has been hot. Okay, let's see what else we have. Ron Crawford show pick of the day. We've got Edmonton for a show pick of the day tonight. All right, let's see what else we got here. Rizzo McNeil likes the D-backs money line from Rizzo McNeil. What else we have here for show picks? Let's see here what we've got. Give me your last call for the show picks, guys, before we call it a week here. Knicks money line from Rizzo McNeil. Knicks money line. Rangers and Rockies over 9.5 from Rise Above Anything. Let's see what else we have here. Rizzo McNeil chicken nuggets on the money line there. Look like the dogs for the money line from Rizzo McNeil. Okay, let's do a last refresh here just to call it a day. Zay likes Jokic triple-double there. So that'll do it here for our show picks. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Be sure to tune again Monday live again here at 6 Eastern time. So let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight. Well, goodbye to guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again.